Welcome back to episode 37 of Defeating Weekly. I'm your host, Craig Olson. Thank you for those of you that have been checking out these videos each week. I appreciate them. It's so awesome to hear stories of people sharing that they enjoy them and providing that great feedback. It really helps to keep me going and excited about each new episode. This week, we are talking about the idea of consistency over intensity, which is a very interesting concept that I have been really mulling about for quite a while now. So we're going to jump right in. So this past week, I was listening to a podcast called School of Greatness with the host Lewis Howes, which is actually a fantastic podcast. He always has a variety of different speakers and many different topics. So if you're ever looking for some great resources, check out School of Greatness. And this past episode, he was talking with many different speakers on the idea that consistency was more important than intensity. When I heard this came from a master class, so there was multiple speakers during this. But when I heard this concept of consistency over intensity, I was immediately like, whoa, hold on. And during that person sharing, I had to actually stop the podcast and was like, whoa, did he really just say that? I don't know. And so as I'm driving, I'm like processing, and decide, okay, let's see what he has to say. So I turned the podcast back on, and he went on to explain that the issue with intensity when he was talking about this was a little more geared toward those people that take those big New Year's resolutions and they go crazy hard at the beginning of the year, but then they stop after about a week. So this concept continued to stick in my mind the rest of the day, and I wrestled with it and what it meant and what it looked like. When I got home, I talked to Tasha, and we were able to break it down and connect more with it. This issue of, or maybe misunderstanding, for me stood with regards to what consistency looks like. I was thinking just doing the same thing over and over again, not increasing weight or rigor of workouts, as that's kind of where I was geared towards for myself and my thinking, just simply walking or doing light weights over and over again, etc. Now, we all do have to start somewhere. So if that's where you're at currently, great. Keep working, keep pushing yourself. And eventually you're going to build up after you've got that consistency down. The building piece is something, though, that I didn't hear in the speaker talk too much about. And I feel that that's what makes this comment of consistency over intensity make sense. We have to build up to new levels of whatever we're doing. With working out, if we jump into ridiculous weights, we may be able to do them, but then we have to be out for several days because our body's so sore and we've tore it down so much. Instead, we have to slowly build up to those levels, but still push ourselves along the way, not just staying the same. In the same way with activities we're working on, like writing, drawing, jobs, we generally can't jump in and give all without some building up, or we will probably fizzle out. I get there's some exceptions, but it's something we need to consider. I know for me, writing my 2 books, I would go gung ho for, a short time period. And then it was like, I'm tired of this. I need a break. And it might have been a couple day off. Some of them, it was almost a year before I got back to it. So really being cognizant of that so that we can be successful long term. So some action steps for you, 3 of them, just like always. So step 1, when starting something new, come up with a long-term plan to build the consistency to be able to move to the intensity. So building consistency to move to intensity. Number 2, don't settle for just continuing to do the same and expect different results. If you do the same thing over and over again, you're not giving your body the opportunity to grow. It's simply going to stay. It's going to, whatever you're doing, you're just going to flatline. So you have to push yourself. 3, give yourself some grace if you stumble. Okay, we all do at some point, we stumble. The key then is to get back up and keep moving forward. Don't decide that I screwed up, I'm done, I can't go on. You can, you just got to get back up and do it. And So I'm going to leave you with two quotes this week because I found two of them and I couldn't decide which one I liked more. So we got to do them both. So number one, okay, is long-term consistency beats short-term intensity by Bruce Lee. Okay, karate chop in there with that one. And then always choose consistency over intensity. Intensity at the cost of consistency is of no use. And that was by Nikhil Sarana. I hope you guys have a great day. You take advantage of what I shared with you and defeat the weak.